Hello. Thanks for joining me again. My daughter had been struggling with one of her friends at school and was really upset about how her friend had been lying to her and stealing from her. And, this has been an ongoing thing for several months. And for me, I finally saw the opportunity, because I just learned this myself, to show her how to set a boundary. And so the third step in growing your self-worth is to learn how to set boundaries and not walls. And that's the difference I learned. I was really good at putting up walls and like shutting people out and like, no, you don't have access to me and things like that. But truly I care about these people and love them or whatever, or I had at one point. And so a boundary is actually, it's like a fence, and it's a way to allow connection and allow a bond to be either repaired or kept without being stepped on or mistreated or feeling taken advantage of on your side of things. So when done correctly, it should be an opportunity to allow your friend or the other person to grow into a safe relationship with you in a healthy way, and for you to be able to respond and be clean of anger and full of compassion without sacrificing yourself and rejecting yourself to make sure they feel okay or okay with you or the relationship or whatever. So I just told my daughter, I'm like, what would you like to happen? And she's like, well, I'd like my friend to give me my bracelets back that she stole from me or something. And I was like, okay, well, that's not really in your control to make her do anything. So if she can't or doesn't, what do you feel about continuing to be her friend, or what do you want moving forward? And she's like, well, I don't really want to, because I don't know if she's going to take more of my stuff. And I'm like, that's valid. So why don't we say to your friend, why don't you say, I'd really like to be friends with you. I need you to return my things, and then I can start to build trust with you. But I can't be friends with you if I think you're going to steal my stuff or lie to me about it. That's not okay with me. So when you return my stuff, then we can resume being friends and build trust. And my little 9-year-old, I didn't know if she'd do it or not, but she did it, and she's sticking with it. And as hard as it is, because the outcome hasn't turned out how she wanted, where she got her bracelets back and she got her friend back, she's actually gotten neither. And it's a hard lesson to learn, but she didn't sacrifice herself, and she is able to say, she's actually shown more confidence in making other friends at school. And she's like, yeah, it's actually okay. I played with these other girls today. And she didn't used to be able to say that. She was so afraid that she wouldn't be able to find somebody to play with or things like that. And yeah, it's like a silly elementary example, but, shift to adulthood. And really what that looks like is, in relationships, oftentimes we're not willing to risk losing the relationship or losing that person in our lives by setting a boundary or making a statement. I'm not okay with this behavior. I'm not okay with this agreement. And so in not risking the relationship, we actually self-abandon and we lose ourselves in that, because we rejected what we truly needed and wanted in order to keep the relationship. And over time, that just whittles down your self-worth and value, and you become a doormat, and you start to behave in a way that you have no self-esteem or self-respect, because it's true. It's becoming true. The more you reject yourself, the less respect you have for yourself, which is understandable. So Third step is healthy boundaries, and I will blog a little bit more about this. Let me know what you think. Thanks.